Welcome back, fellow Warhammer 40k fans. Today we are diving into the chaos-infested galaxy of Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2, with a dark twist. We are playing the Skalgrim mod, known for its intense and challenging gameplay. So grab a corpse starch and say a litany or two as we embark on a wild ride through the warp. In this Let's Play series, we'll be taking command of the Chaos Fleet and the new faction, the Dark Mechanicus, unleashing the heretical technology of the ruinous powers upon our enemies. From mighty Chaos Titans to the swift drone ships of the Heretek Fleet, our armada is relentless, spreading chaos at every turn. As we embark on part 1 of this epic journey, we find ourselves amidst the darkest corners of the universe, facing off against the forces of order. It's a battle for supremacy where only the strongest can survive. So brace yourselves for intense naval warfare, fleet tactics, and spine-tingling battles. The Skalgrim mod introduces new AI, powerful warships in the form of Titans and battle cruisers, and a revamped battle system that will push our skills to the limit. It's a mod that keeps the chaos alive, allowing us to truly immerse ourselves in the brutal and unforgiving battles of the 41st millennium. So sit back, relax, and witness as chaos is unleashed in Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more thrilling adventures in the Warhammer universe. Thanks for watching.
And may the Dark Gods guide us to victory.
In the campaign you can play as the Imperium, the Necrons, or the Tyranids, but we're going to play as Chaos and the Dark Mechanicum. After the fall of Cmdr, the fleets of Chaos are on the offensive. Ancient ships are joined by the new and unholy creations as a new faction takes to the stars. The Dark Mechanicum are driven by the machinations of Vashtor the Archifane and have a new goal in mind and a message for the rest of the galaxy.
We are no longer human. Only through technology can perfection be attained. The machine is God. We will become God. Death to the false Omnisire.
I absolutely love this game, and I'm excited to play it with the Skalgrim mod. I've finished all of the campaigns in the vanilla version of this game. The Imperium campaign is pretty fun, and we'll play that. If you want to see it, let me know down below. That is better for the story, in terms of the fall of Cmdr, etc. Now, this mod allows for large fleet engagements and very large warships, such as big Titans, etc. So I'm going to play it on normal, as I haven't played it before, and I also haven't seen the Dark Mechanicum ships. So let's get started and meet the new chosen of the gods.
I choose you, Malos Freiken. Who I was before no longer holds significance. I am reborn. I am Malos Freiken, servant of the Dark Gods. Mankind languishes in a tumultuous galaxy, its potential shackled by a corpse on a gilded throne. We must look to the past for our salvation. To the primal gods who shape all that is. Let there be war upon this false Imperium. Let the galaxy burn. Lord Freiken, our invasion fleet draw acknowledged. Remain watchful. I will not tolerate failure. This is the first step. Your destiny unfolds to glory. There is little glory in escorting transport ships while the Aegis Ocularis burns. Patience. Like a fortress, glory must have solid foundations. This escort mission is but the first step on the path. The convoy's course would seem to cross that of a migration of plasmic Medusae. We have wasted enough time without making needless diversions. There is danger here. Medusae are highly unstable and will explode upon making contact with one of our vessels. They shall not have the chance to do so. Drive to combat speed. I have practice for our gunners.
So it looks like we got a fairly light fleet composition with the exception of a Space Marine battle barge, the Adeptus... What is it? The Astrodominus battle barge. We've also got a light cruiser and a couple of escorts on the left wing there. So I might match up the escorts together. Keep them running silent. In running silent mode, they can't be seen.
Traitor vessels! You face the sons of Macrock.
Our battle barge is detected. She's got a large signature.
And I promise a swift death in the Emperor's name.
Save your breath, Kerr. Mercy is not yours to offer or receive this day.
Looks like we're about to run into an ultramarine squadron of some description.
In the name of the Prophet Lorgar and the Dark Gods.
We've got a couple of fighters incoming on the scanner there with a little blip. We'll send out some fighters to try and intercept them.
Blind you to your purpose. The transport vessels must reach their destination. We are unstoppable!
So we've got eight transports, and we've got to make sure that 5 get through. Got some boarding torpedoes coming in now. Our fighters are trying to engage them.
Setting course.
Close-in weapons on the turrets there, able to stop those torpedoes. And we can see now the Space Marine fleet just going to go full boost into the fleet to try and block them. Made a collision here with one of the smaller Adeptus ships. Trying to smash our way through with the battle barge, trying to block them, but it looks like they glanced off the side. Do a high energy turn here to turn about off to the port side. We'll get a broadside here with his starboard guns. Macro cannons. I think we've got plasma macro cannons on this one. Now the left side of the transport formation is about to get hit, I think. We have failed to block them. Trying to set some priority orders here to get the fire onto the correct ships. They've dumped all their boarding actions onto the battle barge. That wasn't as effective as I hoped it to be. And now they've forced their way into the center of our formation. A bit of a reactionary... Absolutely gorgeous space battles. It's all on one plane, so it is like a naval battle. We don't have to worry about a third 3D plane. Now these Ultramarines are really taking the fight to our transports. Got to cut the battle barge here across the formation. Fortunately, we have hit one of our own transports to do so, but I need to get across there. Our first mission as a War Master, not so effective yet, but we'll come into some. Trying to do a high energy turn there to dodge the extra cargo ships. And we're going to go up in between these two and block the damage from this Ultramarine cruiser. Got our light cruiser here harassing, send a boarding action over. They are boarding us. We have taken a fair amount of crew damage on the Astrodominus. You can set your ships to auto-engage with certain rules and all that sort of stuff. I don't like to do that. I'd like to micromanage everything, so... Set out a scanner here to make sure everyone's detected. Astrodominus crushing one of the frigates here. Absolutely running her over. Our transport there just watching in disbelief. Send in the torpedo bombers to finish off that cruiser there. And I think that may be everybody. What have we got here? Another cruiser down below. Turn around to starboard. Send in some broadside guns across her prow. This is the Ultramarine Admiral's flagship. We've got fighters We've got escorts, we've got our light cruiser, and we've got our battle barge there blocking the way, crossing her T.
Engines hot.
Generator is now down, so she won't be able to
Setting course.
get away at all, really. Her shields are done for. And those plasma macro batteries finishing her off. Beautiful. Now it's just a matter of getting our transports to the zone,
As the War Master
finishing
wills.
off these last strike craft here. Perform a high energy turn to get about there and chase up behind our transports.
Break them.
Now we took heaps of crew damage on the battle barge. I wasn't really expecting the Space Marines to just gung-ho charge. I thought they wanted to fight us. But apparently not.
The gods favor you. Our transport vessels are clear of the battle and proceed towards Tyrael.
Excellent. The Astartes fleet is dust. Their blind loyalty to the corpse emperor repaid with death. My appetite for slaughter is barely.
The coming days promise slaughter enough to satisfy your every craving. You need only have patience.
And there we go, mission complete. Beautiful view of the Astrodominus class battle barge. What should I name her? We can rename ships in this. Put some suggestions down below.
Cmdr has fallen, but the war against the servants of the false emperor forges ever on.
How may I serve the gods?
The Black Fleet is thick with ambitious warlords. They know little loyalty to War Master Abaddon, and pay but lip service to the gods. The time is coming when Abaddon will depend upon you as no other. But only if you prove yourself.
I shall not be found wanting malevolence.
Good. Strike now. Carve yourself a domain from amongst these squalling stars. My agent within the Imperial Navy will assist you in this matter. Lord High Admiral Dran?
Yes, Malevolence?
Is Admiral Spire contained as I commanded?
Indeed, Malevolence. Even now, the hero of the Gothic War wastes his might on insignificant battles in the Cadian sector, leaving your forces free rein elsewhere.
Are you certain of this? The early stages of this onslaught are vital. Spire's presence in this sector would prove problematic, if only for the false hope it would seed.
It is truth, I swear to you. You need not concern yourself with Spire until you choose to do so.
Good. Your loyalty will be rewarded, Admiral. Warlord Riken, I suggest you focus your attention on Chinchar. Its peoples cry out for spiritual guidance and freedom from the false idols of the glutted Imperium.
It shall be as you say, Malevolence.
After setting up his operational base in the Chinchar system, Malus Riken wants to carve out a domain that will glorify his crusade. The Empire and its misguided faith in false idols will end and their souls will be brought back to the true faith. So from now on we'll see those jellyfishies in future battles. So we have two fleets available, a Dark Mechanicum fleet. Unfortunately, because of the way the mod had to break the game to make it a mod, you can't see any of the icons, but I'm just very grateful they could make a mod of this game because it sorely needed one. So our 333rd, should be 333rd, Heretek Fleet is got a few different options. The Phaenite Stalker has what looks to be a Nova Cannon and all of the standard ship skills, as well as Canticles of the Omnisire, which cancels all light critical and fireboard effects and repairs 5 turrets, as well as giving extra maneuver and extra shields. That's actually quite a cool skill. I didn't play a lot of the AdMech fleet, so I'm not entirely sure what they're capable of versus what the Dark Mechanicus are capable of. Although they have a pretty interesting escort in the way of the Cliptic. The Cliptic? it's got a void cannon with a range of 20,000 meters. So it's got a sniper escort. That's pretty cool. Standard plasma reactor, dedicated, and an escort. They don't have access to the Idolator by the look of it. But they have the other Chaos escorts, the Infidel, the Iconoclast, and the Apostate. We'll have to try out the Ecliptic when we can. It looks like an interesting ship. But for now, we can't really build anything, so this is pointless. We don't have a base of operations yet. The Volkite Lance on the Phaenite Thorn. Very close range, but 500% critical chance. That's very powerful, but very close range. You can stretch that out to 9,000 meters using the lock-on skill. Standard plasma reactor. I should probably look at all these ships in the ship viewer outside of the main campaign, but I actually might just build fleets and just experiment with them. Standard brutal strike. It's got a spur on it, so it'd be good for ramming. So close range, high crit weapon and a spur for ramming. That's pretty cool. And then we've got another one here. It's got tentacles like a Tyrannid ship for grabbing and for boarding, as well as torpedoes. So you could grab a ship, pull it towards you, and force your torpedoes into it. That's a viable tactic. Very fast ships in the light cruisers. Very fast ships. We won't worry about the other classes. We're not allowed to look at them yet anyway. So we'll move our Dark Mech fleet down into Cmdr, along with the Warlord's fleet. Warlord Vryken, who looks like Space Thanos. Well, not Space Thanos, because Thanos is from space, but you get what I mean. Warhammer Thanos. Alright, yeah, there's not much else I could do. Can't upgrade anything, can't do any skills. Let's get the ships and the fleets underway. And then we shall start the Battle of Cmdr. Looks to be an Imperial fleet. Don't need to really worry about deployment order because we are under the fleet cap, so everything is deployed. Just. Let's go. Oh, we get the Imperium of Man. Enjoy.
A galaxy-spanning empire in decline. Once humanity stood on the brink of taming the stars. A golden age of light and glory beckoned. But men have ever been prone to temptation and lured to stubborn pride. Now the Space Marines, intended as the vanguard of mankind's ascension, fight ceaselessly to prevent their father's work sliding into ruin. The Adeptus Mechanicus, custodians of wondrous technology, take to the stars in hope of unearthing lost secrets from the very darkest of ages, and to impose the Omnissiah's will upon a scattered galaxy. But nowhere is the Imperium's might more plainly seen than in the vessels of its star-spanning navy. As war rages, colossal warships slip anchor to smite the foe with the righteous fury of the faithful. Such vessels are both Imperium's stalwart shield and gleaming spear, shining in the impenetrable dark of space. It takes more than a man to command such a warship. It takes a hero, strong in will and unflinching of purpose. Without such heroes, the Emperor's light would surely wane. Admiral Spire is one such hero, forged in the hallways of the vaunted Schola Progenium, tempered in the cursed days of Abaddon's 12th Black Crusade. Long has he been lost, but now, freed from the Immaterium's clutches, he returns to shed his blood in the Emperor's cause once more. Any who seek to sweep mankind from the stars must first reckon with Spire. Many have sought his head, all have failed. But one hero alone may not be enough to change the Imperium's fortunes. It will take thousands, even millions, for mankind to reclaim its footing in the Eye of Terror's gaping maw. And millions more to hold it. Such a task will not be easy. Cmdr is demon-hunted rubble, and the Imperium itself is scarred, torn in two by the cicatrix maledictum. But it is the nature of heroes to triumph in adversity, and of faith to flourish in the dark.
I'm sure those notions would be motivating if you prescribe to such nonsense, but we don't. And we're here to ruin those days. We're here to spread chaos amongst the stars. Chaos undivided, which means that we will eventually get to see particularly favored ships of the four gods. Okay, let's get underway. We don't have the best fleet, and we don't really have much of a say. All of the escorts fall under the banner of the Warlord, so they are all technically in his fleet, and then we have our Dark Mechanicus ship with its own leader. So we need to keep that ship alive or we will lose the fleet, basically. And that wouldn't be very good for the Mechanicum's aspirations. So we're going to set up a little bit of a flanking action here, a bit of a scout. Make proper use of our escorts this time. Actually, I might keep them together. They're better as a force multiplier. Light cruiser will lead the formation. And then if they come under any danger, we will peel her away and boost away.
For the War Master!
And then our battle barge can take the brunt of the action. The enemy fleet has slightly more points than us in this battle, so I'm hoping that they have spent them all on escorts. But they do have at least one carrier, so we'll send out some escort fighters to try and stop them. Try to decide whether to put them on running silent or lock on. But lock on's probably better while they have stealth, as they can fight undetected. The sensor game is a lot of this game, and being able to manage your detection status. Doing any form of large maneuvers makes you appear on the enemy scope. At the moment, we're just a red blip, so they don't know what any of our ships are. And ships inside void clouds stealth you as well. So we're going to use high energy to get to that cloud. The enemy now know that they are escorts, but it won't matter because they'll forget about them once we park up in this cloud. Re-stealthed.
Engines hot!
And one tactic now would be to go running silent and exit the cloud, and the AI would think that's where we're at.
Enemy ship sighted!
Our fighters have spotted the enemy formation. They're pushing ahead with their escorts. So our newly stealthed escorts will push in on their flank. Now, they can see these blips. They've identified us. Silent running, they've countered that with a scanner sweep. So we need to get a high energy turn and a boost away. We don't want to lose the escorts. They are quite valuable and shouldn't be thrown away. They've stacked on the lightning strike on one of our escorts, and they have now got 9 contingents of Space Marines aboard. We're probably going to lose that escort to crew losses. Alright, we'll get our light cruiser on a heading. Battle barge has presented itself as a much more worthy target. Looks like the rest of the fleet has turned to re-engage. Alright, the jig's up now. The main flagships have been spotted by scanner sweeps. And they're pushing in fast with a torpedo strike, so we're going to hit the engines and get away.
Enemy ship sighted!
Send out a counter barrage of torpedo bombers.
We've lost an escort craft!
We managed to burn away long enough to fight off that escort strike.
We stand ready!
We lost one of our escorts, That boarding action was pretty brutal. They spent all their Marines on it.
Enemy ship sighted.
They're pushing up hard with one light cruiser and an escort.
Enemy ship sighted.
So we'll send the boarding pods over, and then we'll switch to rapid fire and lock on with the other flagship for range.
Locking weapons.
Keeping in mind that we need to keep the light cruiser alive at all costs. Oh, we have to keep the battle barge alive too, or we lose the campaign. So we'll creep up here behind with our escorts, turn port side and face these interlopers. We are going to boost away though.
Enemy ship sighted.
Alright, we've lost the shields on the battle barge, so we will take hull damage now. And we are susceptible to lightning strikes.
Orders.
Creeping up here behind this, I think it's an AdMech light cruiser. Not entirely sure what that is.
Rampage through their ship. Doomfire's unleashed.
The escorts really want the light cruiser, but that's not going to happen.
We stand ready.
Big hits from the torpedo bombers. She's gone ahead and rammed us, but it's done little to no damage at all. I'm going to creep up our escorts a bit faster, switching to reload to get more damage out there. And this is what you want. You want to pick off stragglers with your escorts once the main fleet in battle is engaged. Light cruiser is getting away.
As the War Master wills.
Shields are starting to recharge on the battle barge, but it's going to be about another 30 seconds. Got a plethora of boarding actions happening on her. But that's her job in these early stages, to tank damage
Enemy ship sighted.
while we try to keep these guys alive until they can build a fleet.
Engines hot.
Once Cmdr is captured, we should get access to a spaceport, and then we'll be able to build as much as we want.
Repair that damage at once. Enemy ship sighted.
The battle barge is now fighting two enemies on both sides. That's what you want from her. She doesn't have a huge amount of weaponry, but they are fairly powerful. Torpedo bombers have finished off that straggler and light cruiser. The escorts have crept up behind. This guy is struggling.
We'll follow your command.
Our Dark Mech light cruiser has taken a fair amount of damage, down to 60%. The rest of the imps really want her. The AI does like to focus down weak flagships, so always try to have the strongest flagship you can. And in certain missions, they just focus you down anyway.
Reporting.
Because it's always a good idea to take down an admiral. There's a big morale malus that happens.
We stand ready. Set engines.
Escorts are finishing off that cruiser there that had its engines damaged.
We stand ready.
Now the battle barge has got everyone between them. Got to get some torpedo bombers out. Making sure that we're still on fast reload. They've even gone for the ram, but it's done no damage.
Show us our victims.
The enemy ship taking nearly 50% of its hull damage in a futile effort to ram the converted Space Marine battle barge. It's now a Chaos Marine barge.
We stand ready.
Escort's going to push in and do a little bit of damage.
Let the galaxy burn. To the slaughter.
Really trying something sneaky there, so I'm going to get the escorts out of danger. Battle barge down to 50% crew, but there's still a lot of health there.
For the War Master.
Finishing off another torpedo cruiser.
Repair my ship or else.
Getting those light criticals underway and fixed. Get those weapons back up and the deck back up.
Engines hot.
Yeah, we're really starting to mop up now. I'm keeping the light cruiser out of action as much as possible. Where is she? Hiding down in the clouds down here.
For the ruinous powers.
What I could have done, I could have swapped a couple of ships over to that fleet so that it would stay together. But without a line ship, I'm pretty sure we'd lose the fleet anyway.
Your orders.
Re-stealthing up the Astrodominus class, the Litany of Damnation.
Engines hot.
Doing more than her worth in work.
Moving to those coordinates.
I have a feeling that
Reporting.
with all the different ships in the mod, that the battle barge is going to find its match fairly soon into the game.
Swift Death Squadron seeking prey.
And I don't think we can rely on having it for too long just as a singular battering ram.
Freeze.
This last ship is hiding in the clouds, but we've unmasked him with a sensor sweep.
Reporting.
Escort's going to push up a little bit closer.
Setting course.
Get the light cruiser in to come and help.
We stand ready.
Shield instantly destroyed as soon as it comes online.
Order. Blocking weapons.
The Endless Temptation moving into lance range.
We are unstoppable.
Lonely Imperial cruiser is going to meet its match.
We stand ready.
If I'm going to continue to use macro weapons, I need to find a way to increase their accuracy too, because they really suffer at range.
Show us our victims.
And this game does render the projectiles individually, so they can all miss, despite having, 100% guaranteed to hit. They can still miss if you maneuver right. So that's our second mission complete, victory for the Chaos Marines. We did lose one Idolator, but they are only worth about 9 points, so that's okay. And Chinchar has been secured.
Chinchar fall. The gods mark you for greatness.
I am honored to be their vessel.
As you should. This system is almost ours. Even now, my dark apostles rouse the populace to fervor. Imperial crews turn upon one another in glorious uprising. But greater tests await.
The Unholy War. After setting up his operational base in the Chinchar sector, Malos Vraiken wants to carve out a domain that will glorify his crusade. The Empire and its misguided faith in its false idols will end, and their souls will be brought back to the true faith. It looks like we've got a bunch of renown from that. And we've now unlocked cruisers as well. I'll leave it there. If you've enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and tell me what you liked most below. I'll see you next time. Commander Tyrael, out.